Hey members, today I'm going to be talking about developing systems and processes to make your business more efficient, which at the end of the day is what I think we're all trying to do. I'm actually known here at my team as the systems queen, so I guess making systems comes quite naturally to me, but I understand that a lot of salespeople, it's just not necessarily one of your strengths. And I work with a lot of realtors where they really struggle to put things in place to kind of make their lives a little bit more easy. So what creating systems really allows you to do is to be more productive. It allows you to save time on your day-to-day life. It ultimately reduces the number of errors that you make. And if you're anything like me, like you can't stand when you make mistakes. So it will definitely help you decrease those types of errors. If you can be very, very efficient and effective in your business, that ultimately allows you to grow and maybe bring on some team members. And so at the end of the day, you know, it allows you to dream bigger for what your business is capable of. I'm essentially going to go right into the action items today because everything really revolves you to take action today. So the first thing I really need you to do to start creating these systems is I need you to spend some time and actually start writing down everything that you do in a day. So I know that sounds really daunting, but trust me, the time that you take to build systems and processes today, it's gonna save you a lot of time in the future. So it's definitely worth it. Obviously, if you're in the middle of like 6 deals, maybe now's not the best time, but I know over the summer months and over, you know, the holidays, you guys can find some time to really carve this into your schedule. And again, it's gonna save you so much time in the future. So I just want you to take a blank piece of paper, or maybe you're a technology person, you'd rather do it on your computer or your phone, whatever it may be, and I want you to literally start writing everything that you do. So let's say you get a listing appointment. What do you do? What do you do to prepare for the listing appointment? Like literally down to the printing off brochure, printing off flyer, sending client an introduction email, sending client a package up front, all those little arduous tasks, I want you to literally write them down. Even things like your onboarding systems, like do you even have an onboarding system? If you get a new person in your database or into your world, do you have a database? Do you put them into the database? Do you send them an email right away? What's your follow-up structure like with your clients? Or do you just kind of like willy-nilly go through your phone and make random calls when you don't feel you have any business? So again, I want you to write down all of the things that you're currently doing. Even when it comes down to your social media, don't forget to write down, you know, what you're doing with your social media. So am I doing posts every single day? Do I set up a tripod? Do I put my camera on it? Do I turn on lights? Do I write a script before recording day? Where do I get my topic ideas from? All those things I want you to write down on paper. Then the beauty of this is once you see it all on paper, you'll also realize like, holy shit, I do a lot of stuff as a real estate agent. So pat yourself on the back first because you're up to a lot more than I think people give us credit for. So that's the first place to start. But now what you can start to see is, there's some tasks in there that you probably don't really like doing. Right? So if you don't like doing certain tasks, well, maybe there's ways that we can outsource those tasks to somebody else. Maybe there's a virtual assistant that can help us with some of those tasks. It's not just the tasks that you don't like that you should be outsourcing, it's also the tasks that you're probably not very good at, right? So sometimes people just aren't good at editing. Maybe if you have 0 editing skills, why are you gonna sit and watch YouTube video after YouTube video on learning how to edit a video when you can really just outsource that to somebody else? But you don't know what you need to outsource unless you write all of these items down. So I want you to write them down and then start grouping them together, like things that I'm not good at, things that I don't really like doing, and you'll start to get an idea of where we can kind of grow automation. So in terms of automation, there's obviously ways technology can help us become more efficient. So some of our members that I've seen do this really, really well, it usually starts with the CRM, and there's videos that we've done on the importance of a CRM and how to get your CRM started. So if you haven't watched those, I want you to go take a look at those videos because everything starts there. Most of everything that happens in terms of our touch points with our clients are because of automation. So we don't have to remember like, oh shoot, did I send that email? Did I do that follow-up call? No, we get a task automatically into our inbox every day saying, call these people with these scripts because they're new to our database or they haven't been followed up with in 3 or 4 months. And so that's very easy for us. Again, it's not like we're writing every little thing down. We're using tools and systems to figure that out. If you guys don't even know what systems are available to you or what technologies are available to you, I want you to get a little like in the dirt here and actually go on Google and say, how to use automation with my CRM, and then type in your CRM system and see what videos pop up, or what automation is there for real estate agents, and see what comes up. Because guys, there's so many options, and we'll start to do more videos on the nitty gritty here, but you need to be a self-starter. You need to learn how to start Googling these things and educating yourself to make your lives more easier. It's not assumed that you know all this information. No one expects you to just know those things, but you need to be a continuous learner, and the way you do that is going out and finding the information. So again, Googling all the stuff that you think you might need for automation, watching some videos, and really learning the ins and outs of automations, particularly with your CRM, is the next action item that I want you to focus on. From here, the beauty is you can do what's called creating a standard operating procedure. That's really just a big word for what I'm gonna call a manual. So we have them here on our team, and I've helped other agents develop manuals as well. And you might think, why would I waste all of this time like writing down all these steps and writing all the emails that I do that are already sent automatically? What is the point of all this? Well, here's the beauty. As I mentioned earlier, ideally, you might want to think about growing a team. So often I hear agents say to me, like, look, I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I literally, I'm on this side of the city and I'm on this side of the city, and I'm trying to shoot video and I'm doing everything myself. And moreover, I'm lonely. Like, this business can be very, very lonely. And so a lot of people say, like, I want to grow a team. I want to create a culture. I want this to be fun. I want my job and my career to be enjoyable. And for the most part, people do that by building a team, because they have other people. They have teammates. You're doing it together. But the way to grow a team is to start with something called a standard operating procedure, so that when you bring people on, whenever you finally choose to make that leap, now you actually have something to show people. So you can say to your assistant, okay, well, here are all the things that I think you could do. This is actually how I schedule meetings. Whether it's like, schedule meeting in calendar, send out Zoom link, send reminder email or reminder text message to my client before. You can actually give those things to your assistant, so now they know what to do. Or again, if you want to bring on a media person to help you with your media, now they'll know how you like everything to be done. They'll know what your expectations are, because again, you've already gone through this whole practice of writing everything down. And then the pass off will be that much easier. You guys may want to bring on eventually, a showing agent. So what do you expect from them if they're working with your clients? What are the scripts you want them to say? How do you want them to show a property? How early do you want them to get to the property? Do you want them to literally like hold the client's hand and walk them around, or do you just kind of want them to like be sitting on the couch while they're walking around? So make sure you write all those things down, so that again, when you bring someone in-house, you can easily show them what is required by their job, and half the work is already done. So often people say, well, I want to scale, but I don't even know what I would have my assistant do, for example. Well, here's the beauty of it. You now have a manual of things that you can start to pass off to those people, so that they're not just sitting there twiddling their thumbs, and then eventually you go, screw it, like I gotta fire this person because they're sitting here, I'm paying them, and they're not doing anything. This is the best way to really start getting things off of your plate and onto someone else. Lastly, I want you guys to know that this is a work in progress. It's not like your first manual is gonna be perfect, or the first time that you create systems and automation that these things are gonna be perfect. It's important to always go back and revisit them. Sometimes something that works today isn't going to work tomorrow, not because it's wrong, but because the world has changed. Maybe even fewer people are opening their emails, so we need to think of other ways that we're going to connect with our clients. And so maybe you have to start looking back at your standard operating procedures and make some changes to them. But know that that's okay. That's the whole point of it. And I would actually carve out some time every single year to do a once-over of everything that you do in your company on a day-to-day basis, and make those changes for the future, and understand that it's all about continuously improving so that you can continuously get better, you can become more efficient, and at the end of the day, do more business. Guys, I hope this video was valuable, and I'll see you next time.